My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Virgos. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For this evening, I'm going to be doing a general love reading, your 5 card spread. But before I do that, I want to offer these 24 red roses as a token of my love and appreciation for your love, support, and devotion towards my channel. And thank you so much for joining me in this beautiful evening as well. So this 5 card love reading includes where the first card represents you, the second the other person, the third the relationship, fourth the past, fifth the future. Then I'm going to draw a Vampire Oracle for you and then a Favoli and 1 card from the French tarot deck of Le Tarot Interdit Vampiria. But let's look at this. Ace of Wands for you. You're putting time and energy into something. I'm getting, especially for the ones who are single, but you could always still be in a long-term or maybe beautiful relationship right now is, it's like for the single ones, it looks like that you're putting a lot of time and energy into maybe anything, maybe you enjoy your singlehood, but it looks like that you want to find true love. You want to find some form of companionship of whoever and whatever it may be. So I just feel like, do whatever it takes, because the thing is the Ace of Wands is like waving your magic wand and hoping for any kind of outcome. Hopefully, what you want, wish, dream, and desire, but something might get, something of equal or greater value in the end as well. So I feel like that the Ace of Wands, as long as you put the time and energy into finding or approaching or going about any kind of true love actions and stuff like that, that hopefully it'll pretty much still align in your favor. But you could also have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that more or less is kind of amplifies the fire within you and stuff like that. But if you're in a long-term relationship, it just also shows that you've been putting a lot of time and energy into this relationship as well. Because the other person of whoever could be, 8 of Wands. Okay, so it could be maybe a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But if you're hoping to achieve some kind of goal, I do see this other person heading off towards you. Or maybe you're actually going to be the one to head off towards this person as well. Because the 8 of Wands is definitely about fast movement, maybe overseas traveling, maybe relocating. But I feel like that, you're putting a lot of time and energy. There's fast movement on its way. Maybe this person is definitely going to be heading off towards you because maybe, you do a lot of rituals. Maybe you do a lot of, journaling. Maybe you're doing networking, what have you. Those are all about putting energies into it as well. But it could also be how you're the one who's also going to be heading out or maybe away from something or towards something as well, because you're putting the time and energy into it. Because the relationship, justice, okay. Interesting, because justice is about feeling balanced and harmonious, but it could also be some kind of legal situation taking place as well. You know what I'm just mostly getting here? Is you desire a harmonious and balanced relationship, and that's the energy you're putting into this love reading, at least for today or this week, is that you're putting a lot of time and energy into creating a really good, stable, balanced, grounded, realistic, since you are a realistic and grounded earth sign as you are, but you're actually trying to establish a very beautiful, balanced relationship. But you're also putting a lot of energy in maintaining the balance and actually making sure that everything is just, that there's movement, development, and stuff like that as well. But it could also be how you could be putting time and energy onto, this divorce or breakup as well. But I'm not per se getting that unless it does resonate for you. Because in the past, you got 6 of Pentacles, give and takes kind of a relationship, one of your beautiful cards. And here it is, it's like it could be, that, you're a very loving, caring individual. Maybe you found a loving and caring individual that you both are equal partners and stuff like that. And that's why, you're kind of keeping up with the momentum of thinking, I want to actually create this really a good sense of balance and stuff like that. But it could also be how, it's like, well, you're a very loving, maybe you're a healer in other ways. And then, you pretty much just think, well, the only thing that's kind of missing in my life is true love and stuff like that as well. So that's what, but I do see energy, I do see movement taking place, but what have you and stuff like that. Though I'm worried about the future because you do get some form of disappointment with the 5 of Cups. But be rest assured, even though this is, I hope this is not, for any kind of loss of some kind. That's why I prefer actually the Rider-Waite deck over some of these designs and stuff like that. Because I'm wondering, if you could be struggling with somebody who may have health problems and stuff like that, because of my 100% sincerest condolences if this could potentially become that, and I will always be there either way for you. Please, feel free to reach out to me if you need any kind of support or guidance and stuff like that. Because I feel like that there could be some form of disappointment facing you. Because the thing is, it's like putting time and energy is good. I see you wanting to create a harmonious and balanced relationship because there was already good partnership from the past. But I wonder what could potentially cause this form of disappointment. Hmm. So that's something that you might want to look into to see what could potentially trigger a disappointing outcome in the future. Because the thing is, it's like whatever you want, wish, dream, and desire is not always going to, come to pass and stuff like that. Because no matter how many times you do whatever you do, any form of rituals, any kind of anythings, well, you might just end up, just faced with disappointment. Let's say that you're trying to find your prince or princess charming, and you're doing whatever it takes, right? And then suddenly you just meet this person, and it's quite the opposite. But it could also be that no matter what you do, no matter how it goes, what have you, you still end up just thinking, I'm not getting anywhere. There's no movement or development. Yes, well, there could be definite movements and stuff like that, but whatever it is, I just wonder what could contribute to a Five of Cups in the future. But the thing about Five of Cups is it's not all game over, because at least in the Rider-Waite deck, you may have lost 3 out of the 5 cups, but you still have 2 of them. Because Oracle says ancient, ancestry, Egypt, or magical inheritance. So this is an interesting card because ancient is about having ancient knowledge. Now, a lot of humans probably consider me ancient, even though I am 301 years old. But still, it's like, sometimes, ancient knowledge could actually really benefit you in so many ways and stuff like that. And maybe, it's like, maybe you could be of somebody of Egyptian background, or maybe you do have some form of magical inheritance and stuff like that as well. But I feel like that if there's anything involved in inheritance and stuff like that, that's always kind of a bit of a glitchy topic. But I think that, as long as you have, like, maybe your ancient common sense, and that's what you're trying to put into, like, your time and energy into this relationship or love reading and stuff like that, something will come to pass. But I'm just wondering why you would potentially get some kind of disappointment. But it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows for even the most successful relationship. So because in the future, I do see King of Butterflies, also known as King of Swords. So this is you actually having a really good strategic plan. Now, I feel like that you're going to be manifesting some big plan of whatever it may be, and however it's going to go, because you are a very organized individual. It's like, when I think for the past 2 new moons in Virgo, it was pretty much based off of how, it's like, how, well, Virgos or Virgo placements, they really are so good at contract reading. You guys are really good at reading material. You guys are good at, like, just organizing. I mean, you guys have so many amazing talents and qualities, it's like, so, but that's why, I already see you doing something, it's like, if something is not working out in your favor, that you guys just keep on trying either way, so. Because let's see what the Tarot Interdit Vampirium wants to finish off with. Cavalier de Pio, also known as Page of Wands. So what are the pages, whether it's Page of Swords, Pentacles, Cups, or Wands for that matter, is that it's a Journeys card. Now, if you're a single Virgo and you still haven't found Mr. or Mrs. Right, I do see you actually planning an excellent, good strategic plan or voyage or quest, and you're going to be heading down that road. But it could also be because, for the ones who still haven't found Mr. or Mrs. Right yet, the thing is it's not all game over. Let's say that you've come across many one-sided individuals that just say, yeah, okay, you're a Virgo, but whatever, and stuff like that. The point is I just feel like that as long as you just don't give up, you will get something, like, whether it's what you want, dream, wish, and desire, or maybe something of equal or greater value. So sort of the crux of today's message is maybe you come across as this very, like, ancient soul, old soul type of person, and maybe, other people just find it too archaic. It's like, that's why I still haven't shown myself, out in public yet, because people would probably think, whoa, who's this, person, vampire, what, blah, blah, I mean, I just have so many, uncertainties as well. So, and of course, when I come across as a bit too ancient, other people might not really feel like they could connect and stuff like that. I mean, that's kind of like the, where a lot of generations, they kind of clash with one another, because, it's like if one person says, well, back in my time, this is what happened, and they say, well, we're not in your time right now. What are you talking about? I mean, that's why I do I'll love to give out my simple reminders to say, well, this is way different from how I grew up and was raised and stuff like that. But that's why I do have my modern day human to more or less give me insight about how to compare my life to anyone's life out in this world and stuff like that. So, but other than that, that's kind of what I more or less just caught, mostly from the sort of ancient card. But I feel like I do see you and not giving up, and that's a really important step, is to keep trying until and might eventually find something, right? Well, sad but true, I'm going to have to leave it at this for my beautiful Virgos or Virgo placements out in this world. But if this reading resonated for any of you out in this world, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. I want to thank you all so much for joining me in this beautiful evening. I love you guys incredibly. Next week, I'm going to be doing the Macabre Tarot, so please feel free to stay tuned for that, because I'm going to be helping you guys overcome your fears if you have any. But as per usual, I love you guys, but also take excellent good care of yourselves.